Did you know that the secret to transforming your biggest challenges into great opportunities was discovered over 2,000 years ago? Imagine facing life's storms with a calm so powerful that nothing can shake your inner peace. Sounds like a superpower, right? Well, it's not a fantasy. This ancient superpower is an old philosophy called Stoicism, and it's as practical today as it was in the ancient markets and marble halls of Rome and Greece. Stoicism taught me that while I can't control every aspect of life, I have absolute power over how I choose to react. In today's uncertain world, these teachings became my anchor. When I learned that Stoicism is more about action than thought about, living with purpose, resilience, and happiness, it completely changed my life. And today, I'll share how it can transform yours. Whether you are dealing with stress, facing adversity, or simply looking for more joy in everyday life, stick with me till the end. Every moment of this story is a step toward uncovering the wisdom that could change your life forever. Focusing on what's in your control, let me tell you a story. I once found myself stuck in traffic, fuming over the delay. Sound familiar? Or maybe you've scrolled through your phone only to get upset over a negative comment. It happens to the best of us. Life constantly throws these little tests at us, challenging our peace of. But then I discovered a game-changing perspective from Stoicism. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about that for a moment. Traffic, bad weather, or negative comments are outside my control. No matter how much I wish I could change, that simple idea hit me. The next time I was in traffic, I took a deep breath, accepted the situation, and listened to a podcast. The traffic didn't change, but my response, that's the power of focusing on what's in our. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find it's not always easy, but every day I remind myself to focus on what I can control, my reactions, my mindset, my actions. It's about progress, not perfection. And over time, I found myself not just surviving life's challenges, but embracing obstacles as opportunities. Here is something that seemed counterintuitive at first. Stoicism teaches us to embrace obstacles as opportunities. Sounds strange, right? Most of us see obstacles as barriers, but Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca flipped that. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle tests our resilience and teaches us valuable lessons. For example, when I faced job rejections, but Stoicism taught me to ask, what can I learn from that? Shift in perspective transformed rejection into feedback and opportunity. For personal conflicts, they became chances to practice patience and empathy. Instead of being passive victims of circumstance, I started seeing myself as an active learner and problem. It wasn't easy, but every time I embraced an obstacle, I grew stronger and living in the present. You've probably heard this before, live in the now, but what does that really mean? For me, it meant letting go of worries about tomorrow and regrets from you. Life happens in the present, and Stoicism made me realize that. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." Staying present grounds us and allows us to appreciate life as it is. But staying present isn't easy. Our minds love to wander. I started practicing mindfulness, whether it was savoring a meal, enjoying a walk, or truly listening to. These small acts made my life richer and more meaningful. Seneca wisely noted, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This balance, learning from the past, planning for the future, but living in the now, is where I found building self-discipline. When I first heard the term self-discipline, I imagined rigid schedules and a boring life. But Stoicism reshaped that picture. Self-discipline isn't about restriction. It's about empowerment, choosing what aligns with my values. Even when it's, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind. Realize this, and you will find." Building self-discipline was about making choices that served me, not ones that offered instant gratification. Whether it was sticking to a workout routine or focusing on long-term goals, every small act of discipline strengthened my will. It wasn't always easy. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly," and he was right. Self-discipline is built through small, consistent acts. It's about progress, not perfection. Developing emotional resilience. Life throws curveballs. We feel angry, sad, or frustrated. But Stoicism taught me that it's not about suppressing these emotions. It's about handling them with grace. Marcus Aurelius reminded me, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." I began practicing emotional resilience by being mindful of my emotions and choosing my responses. Instead of reacting impulsively, I learned to pause, reflect, and respond in a way that aligns with my values. Emotional resilience is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it gets. And with every challenge, I found myself becoming more composed and self-aware. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. This might sound morbid, but it's incredibly powerful. The Stoics often reflected on the inevitability of death, not to create fear, but to inspire deeper appreciation for. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This practice, called memento mori, made me cherish every. It reminded me to focus on what truly matters me, values, my relationships, and living authentic. Instead of postponing happiness or dreams, I started living in the now. Memento mori became a daily motivator to live fully, love deeply, and appreciate life. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude transformed my life. The Stoics believe that happiness comes from appreciating what we have, not from chasing. Each day I take a moment to reflect on what I am grateful for: a warm cup of coffee, a meaningful conversation, or simply being. This simple practice rewired my brain to focus on the positive, boosting my mood and overall outlook on life. Focusing on personal excellence. The Stoics believed in striving for personal excellence, living virtuously, and embodying the values we admire. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Personal excellence isn't about perfection, it's about setting high standards for ourselves and taking consistent steps toward improvement. It's about living authentically, embracing challenges, and growing from every experience, not caring what others." In a world dominated by social media, it's easy to seek validation from others. But Stoicism reminded me that my worth isn't based on external opinion. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinions of others." I learned to ground my self-worth in my values and actions, not in the approval of others. Living authentically means embracing who we are, flawed, accepting change. Change is the only constant in life, and Stoicism taught me to embrace it. Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept whatever comes to you, woven in the pattern of your death." By accepting change, I opened myself to new experiences and growth. Instead of fearing change, I started seeing it as an adventure, a chance to learn, adapt, and practicing compassion and empathy. Despite our differences, we're all in this together. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of humanity. Marcus Aurelius said, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to." By practicing compassion and empathy, I not only enriched the lives of those around me, but also found deeper fulfillment in my own. Reflecting and reviewing regularly. Finally, I embraced the Stoic practice of reflection. Each night, I take a moment to review my daily actions, my thoughts, and my progress. This simple habit helps me align my life with my values. Seneca said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By reflecting regularly, I gain clarity and ensure I am not just living, but truly. These Stoic principles aren't just ancient wisdom, they're life hacks. They help me handle stress, make better decisions, and find peace in chaos. Remember, it's not the challenges that define us, but how we face them. Let's not just exist, let's live vibrantly, purposefully, and authentic. Until we meet again, keep growing, keep reflecting, and keep embracing life's beautiful complexity.